All right, today we're diving deep into the incredible world of the Moustache Parakeet. And we're not doing it alone. We'll be guided by the expert insights of aviculturist Louis Bothma. We're going to cover everything from what makes them unique to the secrets behind their absolutely stunning colors.
Okay, let's kick things off with something that might surprise you. You probably know the famous Indian ringneck parakeet, right? Well, you might look at the mustache parakeet and think it's just a smaller version. And yeah, it's shorter, but get this, it's actually heavier, a stockier, more robust bird, a real little powerhouse.
So what is it about this bird that's so captivating, beyond its good looks? Let's get right into it and break down what really makes a mustache parakeet tick.
First off, it's not just one bird. Nope. According to our source, there are 8 officially recognized subspecies. And to keep things simple, experts have sorted these 8 into 2 main groups.
So you've got these 2 main families, the Alexandria group and the Fasciata group. Now, you might be wondering how you tell which is which. And the coolest part? It's surprisingly simple. All you have to do is look at their beaks. In that first group, the alexandri group, it's all about the red beaks. Both the guys and the girls have them. The only tiny difference you might spot is that the female's beak can be a little less bright red than the male's. But when you get to the second group, the Fasciota group, telling them apart is a piece of cake. The males have this really cool two-tone beak, red on top, black on the bottom. The females? Their beaks are solid black, no guesswork needed there.
All right, let's step out of the aviary for a second and into the wild. Because, to really understand these birds, you have to know where they come from. So, picture this. These guys are jungle birds through and through. They live in the dense, low-lying forests that stretch all across Southeast Asia. We're talking a huge range from northern India all the way out to the islands of Indonesia. They really like to stay below 2,000 meters.
And in the wild, they are not picky eaters. Their menu is huge: seeds, nuts, berries, flowers, even nectar. But there's a catch. They also developed a taste for cultivated rice, which, as you can imagine, has made them pretty unpopular with local farmers.
So, the big question is, how do we take all that info about their wild habits and use it to give them the best possible care at home? Let's dig into the expert advice on housing and diet.
You see, because they're built for zipping through dense trees, not for soaring over open plains, mustache parakeets aren't exactly long-distance marathon flyers. And what that means for you is that a 2-meter-long aviary is actually a great size. It gives them plenty of room to be happy without needing a massive enclosure like some other parrots.
Our source, Louis Bothma, recommends a really straightforward 2-part feeding schedule. In the morning, you give them a special grain mix with some chopped up veggies. Then, in the afternoon, a healthy treat of sprouted seeds, like sunflower and oats. It's simple, but it works wonders.
And this brings us to a super important warning from the source. That micronized grain mix he recommends, it's already perfectly balanced. As Louis Bothma says himself, if you add extra supplements, you could actually make it toxic. So this is one of those cases where more is definitely not better.
Okay, for any of you out there thinking about the rewarding challenge of breeding these incredible birds, the source material lays out some really clear, practical advice to help you get it right.
So when it's time to start a family, a healthy female will usually lay a clutch of about 4 to 5 eggs. This typically happens in the fall, around September or October. The whole breeding cycle is actually pretty straightforward. Once the eggs are laid, the mom will sit on them for about 21 days. After they hatch, the chicks hang out in the nest for another 6 weeks. And since these birds usually only have 1 clutch a season, the young can often stay with their parents for a good long while.
Now here is a fantastic pro tip from our source. Let's say you're trying to breed a super rare color mutation, or maybe the parents are just struggling a bit. While their more common cousins, the Indian ringnecks, can actually step in. Turns out they make amazing foster parents. Who knew?
All right, now for what might be the most exciting part. This is where things get really beautiful. We're going to explore the incredible world of color mutations and the fascinating genetics behind them.
Okay, before we dive into all the cool color combos, we just need to get one simple science concept straight: recessive inheritance. Basically, all it means is that for a special trait like the color blue to actually show up, the bird has to get that blue gene from both parents. If it only gets one copy, the color stays hidden.
This chart shows you exactly how that plays out. So if you pair a blue bird with a normal one, all the babies will look normal, but they'll secretly carry that blue gene. To actually see blue chicks, you need to either pair two bluebirds together or pair a bluebird with one that's a split, meaning it's carrying that hidden gene.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. The turquoise gene is also recessive, but when you pair it with the blue gene, it suddenly acts like it's dominant. This crazy interaction creates a whole new color called blue turquoise and leads to some really cool, predictable outcomes. It's like a little genetic magic trick.
But genetics isn't always so neat and tidy. Our expert Louis Bothma brings up a real head-scratcher, a mystery surrounding a mutation called bronze fallow. He suggests that for years, bird keepers might have been calling it the wrong name entirely.
So here's the clue, the smoking gun, if you will. A true fallow mutation is supposed to have red eyes for its entire life. But with these so-called bronze fallows, the chicks are born with red eyes. They get darker as they grow up. Bothma argues this is a huge tell, that it's not a fallow at all, but a completely different gene called pallid at play.
And that just leaves us with this final thought, doesn't it? The moustache parakeet is obviously a gorgeous bird, but it's so much more than that. It's a living, breathing genetic puzzle, and it really makes you wonder, what other secrets are just waiting to be discovered in its DNA?
Now, we'd love to hear from you. If you're a bird breeder, share your breeding experiences, stories, photos, and even videos with us. Your contribution could be featured in one of our upcoming projects, helping bird lovers around the world learn and enjoy even more. Simply send us an email at admin@www.birds.co.za. We can't wait to connect with you and your birds